dear friend to a place of quiet wonder, where ancient stories gently unfold and sleep awaits like a soft embrace. Tonight, we journey to a realm held in quiet reverence, a place where time slows and the whispers of old myth drift on the breeze. Take a moment now to find your most comfortable position. Let your body sink softly into the bed beneath you, releasing any tension you might be holding. Close your eyes or soften your gaze, allowing the gentle darkness to settle around you. Breathe slowly, deeply, feeling your breath rise and fall, a quiet rhythm calming your mind. There's nothing you need to do, know where you need to be. Just listen to the story as it unfolds, and let sleep find you when it's ready. Just listen and allow yourself to drift. Imagine, as your breathing deepens, a path unfurling before you. It's not a path of stone or struggle, but of soft, damp earth, worn smooth by ancient steps. The air here is cool and clean, carrying the scent of rich soil and distant, unfamiliar blossoms. You are approaching a hallowed space, a sacred grove. Tall, ancient trees, their bark textured like forgotten stories, reach upwards, forming a natural archway. Moonlight, pale and silvery, filters through their dense canopy, dappling the mossy ground with shifting patterns of light and shadow. Ahead, nestled softly amongst the oldest trees, a faint, warm glow pulsates. It hints at a hidden sanctuary, a place of profound peace, where the very air seems to hum with quiet magic. A small, moss-covered stone altar, almost swallowed by intertwining roots, stands guard at the threshold. Soft, rustling leaves sound. The path ahead is barely discernible. A gentle depression in the earth, carpeted with soft, emerald moss. Each step feels cushioned, as if the forest itself is inviting you deeper into its embrace. Sunlight, filtered through the dense canopy, breaks into shimmering patterns on the forest floor, painting shifting designs of light and shadow. The air here is cool and clean, carrying the faint, sweet scent of damp earth and blooming night jasmine. Ancient trees, with trunks wider than any you've ever seen, reach skyward, their branches intertwining like the arms of sleeping giants. Their bark is covered in various shades of moss and lichen, telling tales of centuries past in quiet observation. A hush settles even deeper here, broken only by the distant, rhythmic chirping of unseen crickets and the whisper of a gentle breeze through the uppermost leaves. As you follow this quiet trail, the roots of the grand trees rise and fall like slow, slumbering waves beneath the mossy ground. Some are so massive they form natural archways, under which you might gently pass. The light continues its dappled dance, occasionally illuminating a smooth, gray stone, worn by time and weather, perhaps once part of a larger structure. There is no urgency here, only the slow, steady rhythm of the natural world. The glow from deeper within the grove becomes a little clearer now, a soft, ethereal luminescence, like captured moonlight, pulsating gently, It seems to invite you further into the heart of this ancient, mythic place, promising a quiet revelation, a peaceful understanding. Distant cricket chirps, very subtle, soft breeze sound the gentle path, softened by centuries of fallen leaves, and the quiet tread of time continues to wind before you. The air grows cooler here, carrying the scent of damp earth and something subtly floral, like night-blooming jasmine or an ancient, unnamed blossom. The stream's whisper continues, a constant, soothing companion, but now it seems to guide you towards a different kind of hush, a deeper serenity. As you step around a cluster of gnarled, ancient trees, their branches draped with soft, luminous moss, the path widens. You find yourself in a quiet, moonlit clearing. The moonlight here isn't stark. It filters through the canopy, painting the ground in soft silver and deep shadow, creating patterns that dance gently with the evening breeze. The leaves overhead rustle with a barely audible sigh, a lullaby from the ancient forest. In the center of this sacred grove stands a single, weathered stone altar, its surface smooth from ages past, now covered only by a delicate sheen of dew. Surrounding it are a few scattered, uncarved stone pillars, standing like silent guardians, their forms softened by time and draped in ivy. They speak of an age-old reverence, a quiet devotion that lingers in the very air. Subtle wind chimes, very distant and soft beyond the altar, through a natural archway formed by two intertwining oak trees. You glimpse the soft, pale outline of an ancient structure. Its lines are elegant and simple, suggesting a quiet temple or shrine, partly reclaimed by the embracing forest. No harsh edges, just a serene form waiting. The air around it feels incredibly still, holding a timeless peace, a sense of having always been here. The gentle invitation from the stream now merges with a soft call from this ancient place. It draws you gently forward, deeper into its quiet embrace, promising rest and calm. As the night deepens, the path beside the soft murmur of the stream grows a little wider now, winding gently between moss-covered stones. Each step is unhurried, a quiet rhythm against the deep, velvet hush of the night. You notice the air here feels different, cooler, carrying a faint, earthy scent of ancient stone and damp earth, mingled with the sweet fragrance of night-blooming jasmine that clings to unseen trellises. Ahead, the path opens onto a clearing, bathed in the soft, diffuse glow of moonlight filtering through a canopy of tall, old trees. Their branches intertwine overhead like a vast, sheltering dome. In the very center of this clearing stands not a building, but a circle of standing stones, tall and weathered, etched with symbols softened by centuries of rain and wind. They pulse with a quiet, almost imperceptible energy, a deep hum that resonates in the stillness. A tiny, delicate spiral of mist curls around the base of the central stone, catching the moon's silvery light. It drifts lazily, like a wisp of forgotten dream. There's a sense of profound peace here, a feeling of timelessness. This sacred grove, cradled by the whispering trees and watched over by the ancient stones, feels like a place where the world slows down, where worries can simply dissolve into the soft night air. The gentle murmur of the stream is now a distant, soothing whisper. Blending into the quiet symphony of the night, you feel a deep sense of belonging in this tranquil space, a quiet invitation to simply be and to rest. The cool, smooth surface of one of the stones seems to beckon, offering a silent, firm presence in the moonlit grove. The air around the ancient stone feels different, carrying whispers of ages past. You might reach out, your fingertips tracing the cool, smooth surface, feeling the faint chill of the night. It's not a cold that bites, but a gentle, grounding coolness that speaks of deep earth and starlight. As your eyes adjust, you begin to notice the subtle textures, the delicate lacework of lichen clinging to crevices, the faint sheen of moonlight reflecting off polished facets. These stones are more than just rocks. They are monuments of quiet time, each one holding a story etched not in words, but in its very being. Around their base, soft moss carpets the ground, absorbing any sound, making this corner of the grove even more hushed. Overhead, the ancient branches of the surrounding trees form a natural cathedral, their leaves a dark, intricate canopy against the pale, starlit sky. A gentle breeze stirs through the grove, a soft sigh that rustles the leaves with a sound like distant, peaceful breathing. It carries the scent of damp earth and wild blossoms, a fragrance that settles around you, inviting a deeper sense of calm. The moonlight here isn't harsh. It's a soft, silver glow that paints the grove in shades of gray and deep indigo, highlighting the curves and shadows of the standing stones. You are simply observing, breathing in the quietude, letting the timeless energy of this place cradle your thoughts. There's no hurry, no expectation, just the serene presence of these ancient guardians and the gentle rhythm of the night. Each shadow lengthens and shifts with the slow passage of the moon, creating an ever-changing tapestry of light and dark, a visual lullaby for weary eyes. The world outside this grove feels far away, replaced by the profound, comforting silence of antiquity. From the dappled light of the moonlit grove, a whisper seems to carry on the soft air. It's not a sound, but more of a sensation, an ancient calling drawing you deeper into the quiet heart of this hallowed space. Beneath the intertwined branches, a faint, ethereal glow begins to emerge. Not a harsh light, but a soft, steady luminescence, like captured starlight breathing gently on the moss-covered ground. You notice it gathers around the base of an immense, ancient tree, its trunk wide and gnarled with centuries of quiet growth. This tree stands as a silent guardian, its highest branches reaching towards the celestial expanse. This particular tree is different. Its bark isn't rough, but surprisingly smooth in places, almost like worn stone, etched with patterns that resemble old, forgotten constellations, guiding spirits across the night sky. As you draw a little closer, the glow brightens slightly, revealing a small, intricately carved wooden shrine nestled into a hollow at its base. It's adorned with delicate, dried wildflowers, their colors muted by time, but their forms still perfectly preserved. A quiet offering left long ago. The shrine feels like a tiny, secret temple, a place of reverence known only to the wind and the moon. Inside the hollow, a single, smooth, river-polished stone rests on a bed of soft moss, reflecting the ambient glow. It pulses faintly with the same gentle light, a quiet heart beating within the grove, a soft rhythm accompanying the gentle sway of the leaves above. The air here is still and cool, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp moss and ancient wood, a fragrance of deep serenity. Everything is profoundly peaceful, inviting you to simply be present, to absorb the tranquil energy of this timeless sanctuary. Air, rich with the earthy scent of damp moss and ancient wood, a fragrance of deep serenity, continues to envelop you. Everything is profoundly peaceful, inviting you to simply be present, to absorb the tranquil energy of this timeless sanctuary. As you step gently forward, deeper into the sacred grove, the ground beneath your feet remains soft, cushioned by layers of fallen leaves and the resilient moss. Moonlight, now a little brighter, filters through the dense canopy above, dappling the path with shifting patterns of silver and shadow. You notice the majestic trunks of ancient trees, gnarled and wise, standing like silent guardians. Their branches interlace high overhead, creating a living roof that whispers softly with the night breeze. Gentle rustling leaves ahead. A subtle glimmer catches your eye. It is the soft, reflective surface of a quiet stream, winding its way through the grove. Its waters move with a barely perceptible current, a liquid silver ribbon under the moonlight. The sound of its gentle flow is a hushed murmur, a timeless lullaby that adds to the profound calm of this place. You draw closer, finding a smooth, moss-covered stone by its bank, worn smooth by centuries of water and wind. A few delicate, luminescent flowers, almost translucent, bloom near the water's edge, catching the moonlight and glowing softly. This stone feels cool to the touch, a silent witness to countless dawns and dusks in this hidden sanctuary. You can almost feel the stories it holds, the quiet wisdom of the grove absorbed into its very core. The stream carries away any lingering thoughts, its gentle current a soothing rhythm. The air here feels particularly pure, cool, and clean, carrying the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming blossoms mixed with the ever-present earthiness. The world outside seems to fade completely, leaving only the tranquil presence of the water, the ancient trees, and the soft, cool air. All is well, all is still, as the stream continues its quiet, endless journey through the heart of the grove. The gentle murmuring of the stream fades ever so slightly, not disappearing, but becoming a distant lullaby as your focus drifts deeper into the sacred grove. The ancient trees, their branches reaching like wise, gnarled arms, grow closer here, forming a canopy that filters the moonlight into dappled silver patterns on the forest floor. Each leaf seems to hold a memory, a whisper of ages past, rustling softly with a breath so faint it could be the very air dreaming. Path barely discernible, woven from soft moss and fallen leaves, invites you further. It is not a path made by hurried footsteps, but by contemplation and reverence, a suggestion rather than a direct route. With each gentle step, the ground beneath feels yielding, a cushion of time-worn earth. The air here is cooler, imbued with the scent of damp soil and ancient bark, a peaceful perfume unique to places untouched by haste. As the trees part just a little more, a soft, ethereal glow seems to emanate from a central clearing. There, nestled amongst roots and cloaked in emerald moss, stands a stone altar. It is not grand or imposing, but rather a simple, weathered block of polished granite, smooth from centuries of gentle caress by wind and rain. Small, luminous wildflowers, like tiny stars, bloom around its base, their petals unfurling in the soft light. This altar feels like a heart of the grove, a place of quiet offerings and silent vows. No one is here, yet the presence of countless moments of peace lingers. A single beam of moonlight pierces the canopy directly above, illuminating a small carved symbol on the altar's surface, a spiral perhaps, or a wave, ancient and timeless. All is still, all is calm, held within the hushed reverence of this hidden, sacred space. As the grove breathes around you, the cool, smooth stone of the altar rests beneath your fingertips, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and ancient moss. The carved spiral, or perhaps it was a wave, seems to hold the quiet wisdom of centuries. No urgency, no rush, just the patient presence of time unfolding in this sacred space. As your gaze drifts gently from the altar, the dappled moonlight filtering through the canopy above paints shifting patterns on the forest floor. A soft, earthy path, barely more than a whisper of cleared ground, invites you further into the heart of the grove. It promises no great adventure, only a deeper quietude. Following this faint invitation, your steps are cushioned by fallen leaves and soft moss. The air grows even cooler, carrying the faint perfume of night-blooming flowers and damp soil. Ahead, a cluster of ancient trees stands, their branches interwoven like gnarled, protective arms. One, in particular, seems to watch over a small, glistening pool of water, reflecting the stars above like scattered diamonds. This tranquil pool, fed by a hidden spring, murmurs almost imperceptibly, a sound so soft it blends with the gentle whisper of the wind through the leaves. Around its edges, smooth, water-worn stones are draped with emerald moss, soft and velvety to the touch. The starlight seems to gather here, making the water shimmer with a profound, quiet light, a mirror to the vast, peaceful sky above. All is still, all is calm, held within the hushed reverence of this ancient, star-kissed spring. As the grove breathes around you, the profound, quiet light of the star-kissed spring continues to glow, casting soft, rippling patterns onto the mossy banks. A gentle whisper seems to move through the ancient trees, a sound so subtle it might be the wind, or perhaps the grove itself, breathing a quiet sigh. You feel drawn to follow a faint, winding path that disappears deeper into the sanctuary of the trees, a path barely visible beneath a carpet of soft, luminous moss. With each slow, deliberate step, the world outside this sacred space feels more distant. The air here is cool and clean, carrying the scent of damp earth, ancient wood, and a faint, sweet floral note you can't quite place. Overhead, the canopy of leaves is so dense that only slivers of the moon's soft glow filter through, creating dappled patterns on the forest floor. The path leads you towards a clearing, where the trees part just enough to reveal something ancient and profound. In the center of this small clearing stands a single, colossal oak tree, its branches reaching like gnarled arms towards the sky. Its bark is thick with centuries of growth, deeply furrowed and covered in patches of shimmering, phosphorescent moss that pulse with a faint, otherworldly light. Beneath its sprawling roots, half buried in the earth, are fragments of what appear to be ancient, smooth stones, perhaps the remains of a forgotten circle, or a place of quiet contemplation. The air around this grand oak feels particularly still, as if time itself has slowed to a crawl, inviting you to simply be present in its quiet, mythic embrace. The star-kissed spring's light still shimmers faintly behind you, a beacon of peace within this deeper, hushed sanctuary. Air in this deeper sanctuary holds a whisper of untold ages, a stillness that encourages true rest. Your eyes, if they are open, might trace the faint, ethereal glow cast by the distant star-kissed spring. It paints the ancient, smooth stones with soft, silvered hues, making shadows dance slowly and gently, like sleeping giants within this hallowed space. Before you, a low archway, meticulously carved with patterns resembling ancient constellations or the gentle, winding flow of cosmic rivers, beckons deeper. It's not a path to explore with any haste, but rather an invitation to simply imagine, to let your thoughts drift through the profound quiet that emanates from within. The ground beneath you feels cool and smooth, worn by countless generations who have sought solace and peace in this very sacred space. As you rest, the subtle, clean scent of damp earth and ancient stone softly fills the air, mingling with a faint, sweet essence, perhaps from forgotten floral offerings laid by pilgrims long ago. The archway opens into a perfectly circular chamber, its curved walls adorned with faint, almost imperceptible carvings. These are not sharp or dramatic, but soft, eroded images, perhaps depictions of the very first starlight, or the peaceful, unfolding dreams of ancient gods. In this inner sanctum, no urgency stirs, no hurried thoughts intrude. There is only the soft, continuous hum of quietude, a profound stillness that deepens with every gentle breath you take. Each detail, from the cool, worn stone beneath you to the distant spring's ethereal light, conspires to hold you effortlessly in a state of profound calm. A timeless, mythic embrace that wraps around you, inviting deep serenity. The soft shimmer of the distant spring continues to draw the eye, a gentle heartbeat within the ancient stillness. Around you, the air itself feels aged, filled with the wisdom of countless nights and dawns. Smooth, cool stone rises in silent, weathered columns, each etched with the stories of forgotten deities and whispered prayers. Moss, like velvet emeralds, clings to the lowest parts of these structures, thriving in the eternal damp and quiet. A faint, earthy scent of damp earth and blooming night jasmine drifts on an imperceptible breeze, mingling with the subtle aroma of ancient marble and cool water. It's a scent that soothes, that anchors you to this tranquil sanctuary. Your gaze might follow a meandering stream, barely a trickle, as it whispers its way from the spring, disappearing beneath the roots of an ancient, gnarled tree. This tree, a silent sentinel, stands guarding a small, open-air alcove. Its branches, heavy with years, stretch like protective arms, filtering the moonlight into delicate patterns on the smooth, worn altar within. The altar itself is simple, unadorned, a testament to pure devotion, perhaps to the very spirit of the spring. It reflects the gentle glow of the moon, a soft, inviting beacon in the hush. No sound disturbs this peace, save for the faintest whisper of water and the rustle of a single, unseen leaf. The atmosphere here is one of profound reverence and calm, a place where time seems to slow, where worries dissipate like mist in the morning sun. The ancient stones, the whispering water, the steadfast tree, and the moonlit altar collectively weave a tapestry of tranquil slumber, drawing you deeper into their timeless embrace. As the first soft rays of morning sun began to pierce through the ancient canopy above, the moonlit altar slowly transformed. The deep, silvery glow receded, giving way to a warm, golden embrace that touched the dew-kissed leaves and illuminated the mossy stones. The air, cool and crisp from the night, now held a faint, earthy warmth. A gentle, almost imperceptible breeze stirred, carrying the sweet scent of damp earth and blooming night flowers that now unfurled their petals in the new light. The whispering water, which had been a quiet lullaby under the moon, now sparkled with 1,000 tiny diamonds as the sunlight danced upon its surface, flowing over smooth, river-worn pebbles. Following its soft murmur, your imagination drifts along a small, winding path, barely visible beneath a carpet of soft, verdant moss. This path leads deeper into the sacred grove, away from the main altar, towards an unseen tranquility. Here, the ancient trees stand even taller, their branches intertwining like hands reaching for the heavens, creating a dappled ceiling of light and shadow. Sunlight filters down in golden shafts, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stillness. The path widens slightly to reveal a small, clear pool, fed by the same whispering water, its surface like polished obsidian reflecting the green canopy above. Around its edges, smooth, water-worn stones invite a moment of quiet contemplation. The air here is even softer, hushed, as if the grove itself is holding its breath, allowing only the most gentle sounds to pass through. This deep, serene heart of the sacred grove, now bathed in the soft morning light, cradles you in its ancient, peaceful embrace, drawing you further into undisturbed rest. The soft light of dawn now weaves through the ancient canopy above, painting the forest floor in shifting patterns of gold and moss green. Each leaf, each dewdrop, glitters with a quiet inner light, as if holding secrets whispered by the wind through countless ages. The air itself feels ancient here, cool and fresh, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and blooming night flowers that are just beginning to close their petals. Soft forest ambience, distant bird calls beneath the towering, gnarled trunks of the grove's oldest protectors. A gentle path, barely worn, invites a quiet journey deeper into its heart. It is carpeted with a rich, velvety moss, cushioning each silent step. No rush, no urgency, just the slow, natural rhythm of this untouched place. You notice the intricate patterns in the bark of the trees, like aged parchment scrolls telling stories without words, stories of seasons passing, of starlight and rain, etched over millennia. As you drift along this tranquil way, the subtle shimmer of water can be perceived through a break in the foliage. It is not a rushing river, but a still, clear pool, reflecting the sky like a fallen piece of morning. Smooth, dark stones line its edge, worn smooth by time and the patient touch of water. Delicate, luminous water lilies float upon its surface, their petals unfurling gently in the new light, their forms mirrored perfectly in the calm depth. This quiet wellspring, a source of gentle calm, radiates a profound peace within the sacred grove itself, reflecting the undisturbed beauty of the ancient world. The air around it is even cooler, a soft blessing of quiet contemplation, inviting you to simply be and to rest. You are still within the sacred grove itself, reflecting the undisturbed beauty of the ancient world. The air around it is even cooler, a soft blessing of quiet contemplation, inviting you to simply be and to rest. The path here is not well worn, but rather feels like an ancient memory, a faint indentation in the soft earth, carpeted with emerald moss. Each step you do not take is a whisper of ages, a gentle pause in the endless flow of time. Above, the canopy of ancient trees forms a living dome, their branches intricately woven like a vast, silent tapestry against the velvety night sky. A few scattered, distant stars peek through the gaps, like tiny, knowing eyes watching over the slumbering world. Soft rustling of leaves. The light here is soft and diffused, a deep twilight even under the open sky, as if the grove holds its own quiet luminescence, a gentle, unhurried glow. Further in, nestled among the gnarled roots of an especially venerable oak, stands a collection of smooth, weathered stones. They are not arranged deliberately, but seem to have gathered here over millennia, worn by wind and gentle rain into organic, comforting shapes. Some are covered in patches of luminescent lichen, casting a faint, pale green glow that pulses almost imperceptibly, like the slow, quiet breathing of the earth itself. A silent, ancient heartbeat. This little gathering of stones feels like a forgotten altar, a natural shrine to the enduring peace of the grove. There is no urgency, no expectation here, only the profound quiet of things that have simply been asterisk for longer than memory can stretch. The air carries a subtle, earthy scent, mingled with the faint sweetness of damp moss and the crisp coolness of the ancient air. It's a scent that grounds you, gently anchoring your thoughts to this peaceful, timeless place, allowing you to sink deeper into its tranquil embrace, letting every worry softly dissipate as that ancient air continues to wrap around you. A gentle sensation. You feel a soft shift in the stone beneath your bare feet. The path, wide and smooth, begins to curve ever so slightly, leading you deeper into the heart of this sacred space. The distant sound of trickling water, which has been a constant, comforting presence, now seems to soften, becoming an almost imperceptible whisper in the quietude. Ahead, the passage opens into a circular chamber, vast yet intimate, bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. It's not the harsh light of day, nor the flickering dance of a torch, but rather a pearlescent luminescence that seems to emanate from the very walls themselves, or perhaps from the high, unseen ceiling. Your gaze is drawn to the center of this chamber, where a perfectly still pool of water rests, reflecting the gentle light like a polished obsidian mirror. The surface of the pool is undisturbed, a deep, dark expanse that holds the quiet sky within its depths, or perhaps a memory of starlight from ages past. Around its edge, ancient, moss-kissed stones form a low, protective barrier, worn smooth by countless passing eons. Tiny, delicate ferns unfurl from the crevices, their fronds catching the soft glow, appearing almost translucent. This chamber feels like a breathing space, a moment held in eternity. The air here is cool and clean, carrying only the faintest whisper of damp stone and forgotten blossoms. There are no sounds, but the gentle thrum of silence, a comforting presence that invites you to simply observe, to simply be. You might notice the subtle patterns etched into the chamber walls, spiraling lines that seem to tell stories without words, stories as old as the stones themselves, inviting your mind to wander gently, peacefully, into their quiet depth. Without needing to understand, you feel a gentle pull, a soft invitation to step closer, to follow the winding path these ancient lines seem to trace upon the polished stone. They lead you now into a vast, silent chamber where the air is still and cool, carrying the faint scent of damp earth and distant, blooming night jasmine. Here, the walls rise high, crafted from enormous, smooth blocks, each one a canvas for more of these intricate, delicate patterns. They depict celestial maps, half-forgotten constellations, and the silent journeys of mythic creatures across a cosmic sea. The carvings aren't sharp or angular, but flow with a soft, rounded grace worn smooth by countless centuries, yet still vibrant in their silent storytelling. A lone, tall column stands at the chamber's heart, its surface also adorned with the same spiraling script, reaching upwards as if to support the very vault of the heavens. It feels like the very pillar of the world, holding up the dreams of eternity. Soft, diffused light filters down from an unseen opening high above, perhaps a crack in the ancient ceiling, or a clever architectural marvel, casting long, peaceful shadows that dance slowly with the silent passing of time. The light glows with a gentle, pale silver hue, illuminating dust motes that drift lazily through the serene air. This is a place where time itself seems to slow, where each carving holds a whisper of an ancient story, waiting patiently in the quiet stillness, content to simply be. You might find your gaze tracing the gentle curves of a half-forgotten star god, or the serene flight of a winged serpent across an imagined cosmos, letting your thoughts become as still and tranquil as the chamber itself. The air in this chamber, cool and quiet, holds the echoes of countless nights, each filled with silent contemplation. You might feel a gentle pull, a soft invitation to explore beyond these hallowed walls. With unhurried steps, the path leads you away from the celestial maps, through an arched passageway carved from the same pale, smooth stone. The stone feels cool to the touch, a timeless sentinel. As you move, the soft glow from the star chamber gradually softens further, giving way to an even deeper hush. You find yourself in a corridor, narrower and more intimate, lit by the occasional flickering lamp set into alcoves along the wall. These lamps cast long, dancing shadows, hinting at figures carved into the stone, ancient guardians perhaps, or the silent faces of forgotten deities. Their expressions are serene, their eyes downcast, observing the passage of time without judgment. The corridor slopes gently downward, leading deeper into the heart of the temple. The air here grows subtly cooler, carrying a faint, earthy scent, mingled with the faint fragrance of dried herbs or old parchment. Subtle, distant dripping, sound perhaps from subterranean springs or forgotten vials in quiet libraries. You notice the craftsmanship in every detail, the intricate geometric patterns etched into the floor, the polished smoothness of the walls where countless hands have passed. Eventually, the corridor opens into a cavernous, yet welcoming space. This is not another grand hall, but a vast, natural grotto, softened and shaped by human touch over millennia. Water trickles softly down moss-covered stone walls, forming small, glistening pools on the grotto floor. The light here is subdued, filtering in from unseen crevices high above, or perhaps reflected from the shimmering surfaces of the pools themselves. It's a place of quiet reflection where the earth meets the ancient sanctuary, a natural chapel within the temple's embrace. You find a smooth, cool stone bench, inviting you to rest, to simply be, enveloped by the gentle murmur of water and the cool, damp air. The cool, smooth stone of the bench cradles you gently within this ancient sanctuary, a hidden heart within the temple's embrace. The air, damp and fresh, carries the subtle scent of moss and ancient earth, a testament to the timeless mingling of stone and life. Above, the natural rock ceiling arches, worn smooth by eons of unseen water, now only dripping softly in distant corners, creating tiny, silver-toned echoes. Faint echoes of the temple's main halls seem to reach this hidden chamber, muted and transformed into a soft, almost ethereal hum, a distant memory of grander spaces. The gentle murmur of the hidden spring or underground stream is a constant, soothing companion. It weaves its way through the very foundations of the temple, a lifeblood unseen, unheard by most, yet profoundly felt here, a quiet, rhythmic pulse. Small, delicate ferns cling to cracks in the rock walls, their fronds unfurling in the perpetual twilight, catching the barest gleam of filtered light that finds its way down from unseen openings high above. This light paints fleeting, silver streaks on the dark, damp stone. This space feels like a secret whispered by the earth itself, a hushed chamber where time slows to a reverent crawl. The stone bench seems to have been carved not by human hands, but by the patient erosion of water and wind, perfectly formed for quiet repose. As you rest, your breath deepens naturally, syncing with the slow, deliberate rhythm of the ancient world around you. All thoughts begin to soften, dissolving into the cool, damp air, leaving only a quiet awareness of this sacred, natural chapel. The temple's ancient wisdom feels closer here, less through grand sculptures, and more through the very bedrock and flowing water, an enduring, quiet presence. The outside world recedes, leaving only the profound peace of this hidden place. The enduring, quiet presence of this hidden place hums softly, a deep, ancient resonance from the very bedrock and the flowing water. The outside world has receded entirely, leaving only the profound peace of this sanctuary, a haven untouched by the passage of countless ages. Here, the air itself feels imbued with a calm wisdom, a gentle understanding that settles around you like a soft, invisible cloak. The last vestiges of light, which filtered through unseen cracks and openings, now soften even further, blending into the deeper shadows that cradle the ancient stones. The subtle glint on the water's surface diminishes, leaving only the sound as its guide, a soft, consistent murmur, a lullaby whispered by the earth itself. Each tiny ripple, each gentle splash, contributes to a symphony of serenity, inviting a deep and complete surrender to the moment. Imagine this quiet sanctuary holding its breath as the night descends completely, its ancient stories now tucked away, resting within its stony heart. The echoes of forgotten times linger, but they are peaceful echoes, like the memory of a cherished dream. This place, having shared its timeless tranquility, now invites you to share in its deep, untroubled rest. Allow the gentle current of the water and the quiet strength of the stone to guide you deeper into your own peaceful slumber. Let the hushed reverence of this ancient wonder envelop you completely. The journey through its sacred spaces has ended, and now, like the temple itself, you can settle into a stillness that knows no end. Drift now, softly and safely, carried by the profound peace of this hallowed ground, into a sleep as deep and calm as the ancient world itself. All is well, and all is at peace.